What's up? It's Marco, Sage of Soccer, and today we just had the FA Cup final. Christian Pulisic put in a pretty decent shift, getting a lot of really good positions, but couldn't end up with the end product. Don't really want to talk about his game today. I just want to talk about a concept I want to talk about, and that's big game players. And first, ignore how I'm dressed today. Just happened to be like this. You're not going to get it again, okay? but my point is, big game players is something that we talk about a lot, and I just want to get one thought in my head out before we really get into big games like World Cups and man, really important matches. I want to get this out on the table before then because it's something that's I feel is pretty obvious and we might even realize it, but I don't think it's ever brought up. So I want to talk about it. When we talk about clutch players, things like mental toughness is brought up, and it seems to be the only thing really brought up in regards to being a clutch player. Things like having the mental toughness to block out the crowd, being able to perform at your best, raising your level of play when the moment matters. And that's all very important. It's a huge part of the game. I was just watching a shootout. I think Allison won the mind game against Mason Mount. I could be wrong, but that's what it looks like to me. And I'm not going to lie, that's a big part of it. But another big part, maybe even bigger than that, than the mental side, is the physical side and being capable of playing. And you're going to be like, what do you mean by the physical side? Well, when you're in clutch moments, it's typically at the end of the game and probably at the end of a season. So you have to have the stamina to be able to perform. And I feel like that's something that's overlooked a lot. Just how good of an athlete that you need to be in order to be a consistently good clutch player. Because when you're playing all game and you're having a good performance, you're active the entire game, you're going to be tired come the end of the game. And when you're tired, you have to be able to push that thing inside of you that tells you you can't do it. You have to be able to push that down, and you have to be able to fight through. And I don't feel like we talk about that stamina because when your legs go out on you, dude, it's over. Like that Mason Mount penalty kick, it could have just now he came on as a sub, so that's a bad example. But maybe like the Azpilicueta penalty kick, that was just could as easily has been. He just didn't have his legs that he normally does when he practices penalties, and that tiny bit of difference threw him off a little bit. Like that could be it. And I feel like it's something that we don't talk about enough. And something that we need to remember because that's a big part of it. The physical side, having the stamina. If you're a substitute, I don't think you would really be considered a big game player. Because, sure, it does take like the mental toughness to be able to perform like that, but you're not going through the same thing. You're coming on as a substitute. Your energy level is really high. So I don't feel like that's the same thing as being a clutch player. Like maybe you can disagree, but I think of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer when he was at Manchester United. He'd always be coming off the bench. He was Alex Ferguson's first, like no, not first, but Alex Ferguson's like Manchester United like go-to super sub who'd come in. He had a one in the Champions League final, like probably the most memorable goal for Manchester United's history, and I don't think you can really consider him a big game player because of his situation, constantly coming off the bench. Like, I don't know. That's just a personal thought of mine, and I want to talk about this because it seems like a good time. We just had the FA Cup final. I think Pulisic, I don't know, he had a pretty... It depends on you to define good, because getting yourself into dangerous positions is very important, and creating chances is important, but at some point you have to be able to put it away. Like, there's a reason why Raheem Sterling's never looked as world-class, and he gets in great positions a lot. Like, didn't he have, like, a 20-goal season a couple years ago? Like, he's obviously a very good player, but just, I don't know. Whenever I watch Raheem Sterling, it's like you never feel confident that he's going to score when he's in front of goal. And compare that to, let's stick with that Chelsea game, Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah. Like, I feel like they're just on another level in terms of end product, and Sterling might not even be on that different of a level than at least a Mane, but just the finishing difference is like, I don't know, it just feels so big. I haven't looked at statistics in that in a while, but I think you know what I'm feeling when Raheem Sterling steps up to a ball. It's just like, I don't know about that. And yeah, he gets a lot more stick than he really should, especially with English tabloids. So I don't want to pile up on him, but I think you understand the point that I'm trying to make. And so it's good that Pulisic is creating chances, but if you want to get to the next level, you have to start finishing them. And at this point, like, he's got a lot of work to do before he really gets that, if he can even get to that level where he's at like a Mohamed Salah, world class player, constantly making chances, scoring goals. Like, man, you gotta be able to perform and put those games away. Like, it was tough chances that he was making, but I don't know. At some point, like, just step up, make those plays happen. Which I know it's tough, but if he wants to be world class, that's what he got to be. But maybe that's holding him to too high of a standard. I've talked about that before. Pulisic, like, he's probably our best player. Oh, I'd say McKinney on form right now, but he's probably our highest quality player. And I don't know. You kind of want to expect more from him, but I think that's unfair at this point. But yeah, Pulisic was creating chances. I think he's going to get some more time with Chelsea next year. I don't know. It's up in the air. Nobody knows for sure what's going on with any American players. Like, McKinney's constantly getting linked to Tottenham. Dest goes back and forth. Lille's a bit of a selling club, so you don't know what Way is going to end up doing. Pulisic, rumors every week. Like, you can't be for sure about anybody, but hey, I feel like he's going to do well. And he keeps getting time, plays week in, week out. I feel like that finishing ability will get better, and yeah, hopefully it'll turn out to be a really good player. But yeah, I just want to talk about that, being a big game player and the difference between just the mental side and being really ready physically. So yeah, I just want to talk about that because I want to get that out there before the World Cup starts. Just have that opinion thrown out there so you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's all I really have to talk about right now. See you.